I'd like to call this work session meeting to order, please. Roll call, please.
Mayor Romanek,
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt,
Here.
Commissioner Sui,
Here.
Vice Mayor Watson,
Here.
Commissioner Cospoon. Here.
May we please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Publics Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Presentations.
We have a presentation by the New Jersey Department of Transportation on the Route 47 and Henderson Road Safety Project.
Ready when you are.
Yeah, I can.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kimberly Nance. I'm with the New Jersey Department of Transportation, the Office of Government and Community Relations. I'm here on behalf of the department to present the Route 47 Henderson Avenue to High Street, milepost 3923 to mile marker 4193 in the city of Millville, Cumberland County. I do have on my team is the project manager, Arpita Opute, who is here, and we also have our consultant who will be leading the presentation. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the PM. She can give you a little background on the project and why we are here to present to council tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Arpita Upadhyay. I'm the project manager for the Route 47 Henderson Avenue to High Street project. So this project started as a concept development study for pedestrian and bike safety and intersection improvements. We have the milepost starting from 39.23 to milepost 41.93, roughly about 3 miles, where we will be addressing ADA compatibility, we will be addressing bike lane, we will be giving a shared path use, and also we'll be addressing missing sidewalks along this entire route. And also we are going to be upgrading signalized intersections along the corridor. This project actually started a few years ago in concept, then it was shelved because of funding, and we are now currently in the preliminary engineering phase. And we recently had a meeting in October with the township where we presented the project. And at that point in time, it was relayed to us that the at-grade crossing at Vine Street should remain open. Whereas previously, the PPA that was picked was to close the Vine Street at the request of the township back in concept development. So we are here today to actually have this dialogue and ask for your comments and get a resolution of support if we need to revert it back, or we are going to keep the Vine Street open. And I will hand it over to Mike Killer. He's the PM for the project from NV5. They are the designers who are designing this project. And we'll go over the presentation. And after that, if there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer them for you.
Good evening. My name is Mike Kyler. I'm with NV5, the consultant engineer for DOT. My actually PM for the project, Denise DeConia, couldn't make it tonight because she had, funny enough, another public meeting. As for the project limits, as Arpita described, the Route 47 Henderson Avenue to High Street project is present along Route 47 between milepost 39.23 from Henderson Avenue, heading north to the High Street intersection at milepost 41.93. The segment of the project runs also along Foundry Street and High Street, which will be discussed further in the presentation. As for the background, which we just covered a little bit, the project initiated to address safety and pedestrian deficiencies along Route 47 between milepost 39.60 to milepost 41.93. The section of Route 47 contains 27 intersections within a 2.7 mile segment. This includes 6 signalized intersections and 3 railroad crossings, 2 of which are on Route 47, 1 of which is on Vine Street, which we'll discuss. The speed limit ranges from 25 miles an hour to 45, and a majority of the section is designated a safe corridor. The section of Route 47, also known as Second Street, is classified as an urban minor arterial and travels through the center of Millville City in Cumberland County. As we just noted, concept development phase was completed in 2021. The CD and PE phases of the project have been in coordination since 2018. That includes local officials briefings, a public information center so far for the CD phase, and a diagnostic team meeting with Winchester and Western Railroad. For purpose and need, the purpose of the project is to improve various various intersections and address bicycle and pedestrian safety. This includes improvements to curb ramps, crosswalks, signing and striping, as well as the associated intersections and traffic signal upgrades, stormwater management, and guide rail upgrades. The proposed improvements will also be updated to include signalized intersections for MUTCD and ADA compliance. So for the preliminary preferred alternative that was developed during the concept development phase, this serves to accommodate and improve bicycle and pedestrian safety along Route 47 in the project limits. Due to the changes in the typical section, mainly the width, the PPA improvements for bicycle lanes will basically change as the roadway width changes as well. So in certain sections, it'll have a separate bike facility, a 4-foot or a 5-foot wide bike lane, where practical. Where a separate facility is not feasible, mainly the roadway width is too narrow, or there's on-street parking, cyclists will be shared the road and shared lane markings with signage proposed. At the project's northern terminus, the southbound travel direction can only be accommodated cyclists on the parallel roadway High Street. So northbound direction will have a dedicated bike lane, southbound will use High Street, and then make a left turn onto Foundry Street. In addition to corridor improvements, drainage, crosswalk relocations, traffic signal equipment upgrades, curb ramps, sidewalk improvements will also be included. So this table actually shows the varying typical sections throughout the project limits and what we propose to improve. So they vary from where the roadway is wide enough, a 5-foot bike lane with a 3-foot buffer on each side. Certain areas are too narrow, so shared lane markings. As you move further in towards Millville, one side has on-street parking, so we'll use shared lane markings. The other side, the southbound direction, will have a dedicated bike lane. And then as you head towards High Street, towards the end of the project, that's where the roadway splits. So northbound will have its dedicated bike lane heading in towards Vineland, while southbound will take High Street and go to Foundry Street. For environmental, the anticipated environmental documents include a categorical exclusion document, CED. We anticipate approvals and permits to include NJDEP stormwater management regulation compliance, freshwater wetlands permit number 10, water quality certifications, flood hazard area individual permits, state historic preservation office approval, Green Acres approval, but that might come out because of Vine Street, and potential NJDEP CAFRA, depending on the potential impacts in certain areas, and right-of-way may be needed for basins. As for the anticipated right-of-way, we anticipate potential parcels will be required for drainage basins, potentially guide rail, and work outside the public right-of-way. And currently, we're assessing the impacts to the right-of-way based on the design, but some of the parcels may include permanent sidewalk easements where sidewalk segments are outside the right-of-way, site mitigation and right of entry for driveway improvements and grading, which will be coordinated through the DOT access process, temporary construction easements, potentially for traffic signals or temporary work outside the right-of-way, and then it's not a permanent parcel, and in some cases, permanent fee parcels if we do need drainage basins. But as of right now, we're not anticipating drainage basins. So in addition to the corridor improvements, we also have focus locations from the CD phase. Signalized intersection improvements include the 3 signalized intersection replacements, improvement to the Route 47, Route 49 intersection. The signal equipment is brand new, but we're just going to adjust stop bars and maybe a curb ramp. At the Route 47 Main Street intersection, adjustment to the stop bars, turning lane lengths, and changes to the curb radii at the northwest corner of the intersection. And then as we move on for the Route 47 near West Harrison Avenue, there's a gap segment of sidewalk near the Atlantic City Electric Substation and pedestrian considerations at West Harrison Avenue. So that'll include curb ramps, sidewalks, a driveway apron, and crosswalks from West Harrison Avenue. We'll also be coordinating with New Jersey Transit because there's also a bus stop there that we might be able to move closer towards West Harrison Avenue to shorten the length. For Route 47 at Whedon Plaza and Espoma Road, we're planning on installing a gap segment of sidewalk near Whedon Plaza with potential for back curb and inlets along the private property to capture stormwater runoff from the shopping center, and then potentially tie it into the NJDOT drainage system, but we're still coordinating that. And you could actually see the flooding from the CD phase in the top right-hand corner picture. It was about 500 feet long, and it got pretty deep, so we're going to address that. Then Route 47 at G Street, Foundry Street, and the railroad crossing. Crosswalk relocations and traffic equipment upgrades will be made for the signal to be compliant with NJDOT and MUTD requirements. Improvements to curb ramps and sidewalk segments. And this is one of the two locations that we actually discussed during the diagnostic team meeting held with Winchester and Western Railroad, which is now referred to as Omnitrax, back in June of '24. And for the last focus location, it's Route 47 and Vine Street. The previous design from the concept development phase in the problem statement was to install a dedicated bus pullout, including sidewalk connections, fencing along the railroad, and street lighting. Vine Street would have to be closed to accommodate the bus pullout, which actually was coordinated with Winchester and Western Railroads. But following the diagnostic team meeting and input received from the city, Vine Street will be remaining open to traffic, so the bus pullout was removed from the project. And so far, we're currently upgrading the design to maintain Vine Street access, to improve curb ramps through the area, sidewalk segments, crosswalks, and bike lane striping. And this is one of the items that will need confirmation from the City Council. And then the graphic on the screen is actually from the original problem statement and coordination between the city and NJDOT and the railroad company at the time. So, let's see. The middle picture shows Vine Street being closed with the bus pullout towards the right. The graphic on the right shows decorative fencing and a better bus shelter. And basically, it was coordinated between 2013 and 2013 in the CD report. Yeah, 2019. So as for the project schedule, we're currently in preliminary engineering phase, which started in '23, and we anticipate it going until spring of '26. The final design phase will then start summer of '26 and continue through 2028. And then construction is anticipated early 2029. And then we'll leave this open for open discussion, and the next steps of the project, we're hoping to get a resolution of support from the city. We'll be holding a public information center for the PE phase, which will be in-person, open house format, so it'll be display boards where you can ask the project team and NJDOT, ask questions, give comments. It won't have a formal presentation like this. Once that's completed, we'll prepare the environmental documents, which is the CED, and then we'll advance the project towards the final design phase. And that's about it. Yeah.
I have a question, Mr.
Comments from engineering and/or commissioners?
Why, my first question is, I think it said you wanted to answer by resolution by the 25th of April. Is that correct? Isn't that the date I saw somewhere? I mean, if that date's flexible, great, but if you can wait till May, because this is our last meeting in April, is why I'm asking you. Yeah, it's flexible? All right, that was my first question.
It's flexible.
And I want to make sure that Vine Street is not going to be closed. I know I heard you say that, but I want to hear you say it one more time.
It's going to remain open.
Okay.
That's the recommendation that came
I was at the meeting, yes.
October 2024.
Correct.
That we open it up and look at it again. And
Yeah.
that's why it brought us to where we are today, so that we wanted the council to be present so that you could see exactly what was done, the changes. And again, if there's any other thing in this presentation that you want addressed, we can actually address it.
Thank you. That's all I have.
I have nothing further. Engineering, any comments?
Yeah, one thing we'd like to request, we're not sure where you're at with your drawings, or 30 or 60% drawings, a set of drawings that we could review and mark up and send back with comments from the city. Also, we would need some coordination between your drawings and South Jersey TPO. They're doing High Street improvements, and you have your bike route on High Street. We need to make sure that projects are coordinated. We talked about that intersection by Harris Trucking was an issue. There's also been a historical turning radius issue at Route 49 and Second Street with buses turning to head west on 49. So I don't know if you can look at that turning radius there.
I think that was one of the areas we're going to consider.
I think we
That's
did
something we can
inform.
mark up on drawings and send back to you. Is there something else, Christie, you want to bring up?
Just the coordination with SJTPO about High Street, because they're making a lot of changes to that area where you want to put the bike path.
I believe that was a local aid project which South Jersey TPO was doing. We did have a meeting with them, and I believe we.
Local aid, I think federal aid,
Okay,
urban engineers doing the design for
okay, okay.
this.
I think we did coordinate the beginning of the year. I believe we did take this location into our project.
We have 30% drawings from them. Copy of it.
We can forward those to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect, yes. Sure, and I think we could also forward our draft plans to you guys to take a look if you want to do that intersection.
Looks like you're gonna address the drainage problem on Second Street there, that's flooded pretty bad.
Oh, at Whedon Plaza, yeah.
I think the plaza. Is that the plaza? Yes, yes, yeah.
Send us the drawings, we'll mark it up, and we'll send it back for any comments we have.
Sounds good.
Thank you, engineering. Any public comments regarding this? We'll now open public comment regarding this project. Anybody from the public would like to make a statement, please come to the podium. Seeing no one, I will close public comment on this presentation. Thank you, State. Yeah.
Thank you.
And anything that you need from council, mayor, please send it to the Office of Government Community Relations to my attention, and our information is available.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now open public comment on agenda items only. Anybody from the public would like to comment on the agenda items, please come to the podium. Seeing no one, I will close public comment on agenda items only. Discussion of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt, go ahead.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Commissioner Sui.
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner Casabun.
Nothing at this time.
Vice Mayor Watson.
I just wanted to bring up, we have the DRBA negotiations, meeting with them on Thursday. Should we establish like a negotiations team?
I thought we did that in closed session. We were gonna negotiate them before we voted. It was gonna be me, you, and Brock, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I know the mayor wanted to be involved.
Yeah, Brock, I think I should be involved. Just
So do you want it to be you and Steve, you and me? What do you want it to be?
who's available, who wants to,
I can only attend by phone on Thursday.
and you're in person.
I can be there in person.
Okay. And we'll share.
All right, moving forward, we'll just attend as we can. I didn't know if you want to establish, an actual committee, and base the meetings with the DRBA based on the times available from all the committee personnel.
Yeah. I'd like to be there for the majority of it, but like if I can't, then I always delegate between, all parties. And then we'll have to be, be able to tell Brock what's happening. Well, Brock will be always inside So you'll be able to hear right from Brock what the discussions were about.
All right.
Do I have anything else? Nope, I don't have anything. New business, seeing none. Public comment, we have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, and address your concerns. Seeing nobody from the public, I will close public comment portion. I don't think any of my commissioners have closing comments.
No.
Any resolutions?
No, Mayor.
Motion for adjournment.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?